Welcome to the Panabox channel. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric.
And I'm the guy who's leading off our presentation tonight, which is on none other than guilty pleasure bands. We've all got them, and we're going to talk about them. We're going to go full disclosure here on our guilty pleasure bands, or at least as much as we can on the internet. Yeah, so anyway, I hope y'all are ready for that.
Ready.
Are you guys ready for that?
We're ready to go.
Hello? Can you wake up here? Show me a little, support.
Ooh, let's go.
That's
Guilty
better.
pleasure band. All
All
right.
right. Now, I'm ashamed to say that my first guilty pleasure band is Jethro Tull. Dun, dun, dun.
Wow.
Were you guys Tull fans growing up?
Yeah, I've always been maybe not a super huge fan. Like, I don't have all their albums or anything, but I've always thought they were pretty cool.
Man,
Big fan here.
Jethro Tull. I could not stand Jethro Tull growing up. It's mostly, I think, because of the song Aqualung. That was just like too much. And then, of course, they were kind of like about as anti-punk as you could get too, right? But then I don't know what happened. I just had a little change of heart, and man, I love those guys now. Those the string there of about 4 or 5 albums, starting with their first one, I think are just all great. But that first album, this was Jethro Tull, might be my favorite, although that Stand Up album is also really good too, along with Living in the Past. And even the Aqualung album is great, I think, now. So it just goes to show you, I only rarely know what I'm talking about if I say something.
Well, you're able to evolve in your views sometimes, and like you say, revisit something that maybe didn't really float your boat in the past, and maybe as time goes by, perspective changes on it, right?
If I hadn't been so militantly anti Jethro Tull, it might have been different, But I love the guys now.
Yeah.
I especially like the bass player dude wears the headband. I thought he was the grooviest dude in Jethro Tull. But Eric, do you have any thoughts you'd like to share?
I've always had a lot of respect for their guitarist, Martin Barr. I think that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had the way I learned about Jethro Tull was when I was about 10 years old. I bought their single, Bungle in the Jungle, which was getting a lot of like airplay on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
And the flip side of that single is a song called Backdoor Angels. And it's just like the craziest, proggiest, weirdest song you've ever heard. And that song absolutely blew my mind. And ever since then, I've never really had a lot of Jethro Tull albums. I've got certain albums that I had Songs from the Wood on 8-track, and I listened to that a lot. And I've heard some of their albums. I still haven't heard all of their albums.
Yeah, I haven't either.
Like some of their earlier stuff, but I love Minstrel in the Gallery, and I've heard Thick as a Brick.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just slowly in the process of I want to hear like all of their stuff, or all their early stuff. From the 70s at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do. I have a lot of appreciation for Jethro Tull. I think Ian Anderson, he's just like a one of a kind kind of songwriter.
He really is.
Well, I actually remember why I ended up kind of liking them a little bit was because, maybe 15 years ago or so that Rolling Stones Rock and Roll Circus came out on DVD, and it was from 1968 and it was never released. And Jethro Tull were the lead off band on that. And it was like the week Tommy Iommi from Black Sabbath was playing with them. And they do a great version of, I think it's a Song for Jeffrey. I think that's the song.
Yeah.
So, I was like, really like that song and I like their performance. And then there's actually on YouTube, you can find this concert of theirs that was recorded in 1970 when they opened for The Who. And you actually can see The Who's concert as well. But man, they are so good on that live show from opening for The Who that I got turned on to a lot of their other songs. But I encourage anyone with ears and eyes to seek out that particular live show and then maybe check out the albums.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the other thing I like about Jethro Tull is there's just so much variety between their albums. Like each one of their albums is kind of a little bit different from
It goes up there.
from the last one. But like they always kept it interesting,
Yeah.
I think that, go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
I was going to say, but Joe should comment.
Oh, yeah. So I'm really impressed with Ian Anderson. I've been a fan of Jethro Tull for a very long time. However, I've not been like somebody who can tell you all their albums and every track on each album. It's just that if it comes on, I listen to it. I really like it. I put it on Spotify. I run through everything that they have, and have been doing that. Listening to them for a very long time. And I mean, I think Ian Anderson is the way that he played flute. We were talking about the Moody Blues the other day, and the flute player for the Moody Blues, who is what's the guy's name? Ray Thomas, I think. Yeah, and both of them are British. Both of them bands from the same era. Both of them flute players, but different approach to the flute. And to be fair, Ian Anderson is a very accomplished flautist. Ray Thomas, not so much, although he did some
You can't
great
say
stuff.
that on YouTube.
What?
You can't say that on YouTube.
Say what?
The F word.
Oh, flautist?
Yeah, you can't say that.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Well, you can now.
Okay. I guess I broke that
We're
rule.
just breaking the rules tonight, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't control Joe.
Well, what can I say? But I think that Ian Anderson was on a different level. He was one of the. I mean, I don't know. Is there anybody else in rock and roll who plays flute at that level and just make it really? Because he was just, again, one of. I mean, you had what was his name? Peter Gabriel with Genesis did some amazing stuff. So that's about the only peer that I can think of like him in the rock and roll genre on that instrument.
Yeah, man, but Peter Gabriel never wore a cod piece.
Yeah. And also Ian sometimes
that was like the sixth member of the band, I think. Yeah, sixth member.
And also sometimes when Ian's playing the flute, he'll put his leg up like a stork or something.
That guy really blows.
A friend of mine told me about that, and I didn't believe it until I saw like a Jethro Tull live video, and he's got one leg kind of sticking out
like a stork.
Yeah, like a stork. That's like a stork. That's just a very distinct kind of Ian Anderson thing,
Definitely.
He had a great look in the late 60s with his mustache and really long beard. And he kind of looked like a character out of a Tolkien, Hobbit or Lord of the Rings.
Jethro Tolkien.
Like he's going through the forest with the hobbits and Gandalf on an adventure, So,
and a winch.
Yeah, well, maybe he had maybe there was a winch with him too.
So the patches on his jeans. Um,
Yes, exactly.
yeah, but yeah, really about the only other thing I have to say about Ian Anderson is that I was really surprised at how much of Jethro Tull is really him, because like he writes a lot of the music and lyrics for those songs.
Yeah.
I always thought it was like probably a group effort, and maybe it was, probably it was on a
Mhm.
lot of things. But saw a documentary on Jethro Tull not long ago, and I mean, he seems like he's the driving creative force. He plays guitar and a lot of different instruments and stuff.
Mhm. I think the guitar player probably made up all his guitar solos.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's the way it is in a lot of bands. Like like the player will play a solo, but
yeah,
the person that wrote the song will get the credit, and sometimes the guitar player doesn't get the credit. Will play like
yeah,
a really cool guitar solo, but won't get any songwriting credit on there.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
Because the lead singer will bully them, and so
yeah, the lead singer wants all the royalties.
yeah,
Well, I don't know. We won't get into that whole mess there, but
too political, too political.
yeah.
But anyway,
I
who's
yeah.
next?
You
You
want to
want
go,
to go
Eric?
next, Joe?
I can go. I can go. Yeah, I feel like there's so much more we could still say about Jethro Tull. It's just an incredible band, and you could be maybe a little embarrassed about it. I mean, I feel like that maybe this is just a general
Hmm.
feeling I have that maybe there's more respect for them now as time goes on. I think their music has aged very well. Maybe there was a time back in the 80s, 90s where maybe you didn't want to admit that you were a Jethro Tull fan, but I think
Yeah, I
I
felt
think
like I was really turning my back on SNFU and government issue and stuff.
right. So I don't know, but I think that today they probably get the respect that they deserve. For my band, I'm want to talk about the Cocteau Twins, and
Uh,
yeah, the Cocteau Twins. And I got turned on to the Cocteau Twins by two different people in Birmingham back in the 80s. One of them was our old friend Jeff Wilson, um, and
Greg Wilson,
Greg Wilson. Sorry, did I say Jeff?
the
Uh,
Will.
yeah, Greg Wilson. My bad. Uh, and then also
Sorry, Greg,
yeah, sorry, Greg.
if you're
Greg
watching.
Wilson. Yeah. And Greg Wilson, and he's probably gonna say, yeah, I knew this guy named John Goldstein. Yep. Touche, But then I also knew I had a kind of a sort of girlfriend named Priscilla, and both of them around the same time were introducing me to the Cocteau Twins. I'm not sure how that happened, but it just did. It must have been destiny. And at first, when I heard him, I was kind of like, well, this sounds like something you might listen to when you're going to try on clothes at Belk or something, or Parisian or Loveman's, because it almost sounded like fashion model music. And then this woman was singing in the back. I just imagined like some of their songs. It would be a fashion model would walking down the catwalk, showing off some exotic, $10,000 dress for rich people in Monaco, one of those kind of things. And I just didn't feel like this is Jean Naté music or something. I thought it was music for girls. I said, why am I listening to this? But I
Like if the
started,
music has breasts on it or something.
yeah, it's like it was very feminine music, and I thought, if you're a dude, do you really want to listen to this? Wouldn't you rather like listen to Led Zeppelin or Deep Purple or something? But
Dude, I've got Deep Purple on right now.
okay, yeah, yeah, or Leonard Skinner or whatever, the music for
Purple underwear?
purple underwear. No, that's not what I said. But
I don't
but
listen to them anymore, man. I got tired of them.
yeah, but I started listening to the Cocteau Twins. Greg really helped out because, Greg just could kind of convince me to enjoy anything because he would say, "This is really good." Don't you hear
Uh-oh,
it? Don't
it's
you hear
getting
how
really
good it is?
professional here.
Yeah, he says, don't you hear how really good it is? And I'd be like, I'd like, well, I don't know. He says, you got to give it a couple of listens. It'll grow on you. And he had this confidence about sharing his music, and it was just, so I listened to it for a while and he
You
was like,
always share music in a really deep, quiet voice like that.
well, it was like he was offering you something that only the elite or the elect could possibly understand.
Hey,
So I would,
we're,
listen.
we're freedom lovers. Don't tell Canada.
That's right. That's right. So I started to realize why a lot of people liked the Cocteau Twins, and I want to talk about Simon Raymond, Elizabeth Fraser, Robin Guthrie. The thing interesting is that they never really had a drummer. They used a drum machine, and Robin Guthrie was not a super competent musician as a guitarist. He was not somebody that I imagine knew all his scales and chord progressions and music theory and all this stuff. He was just a dude with a guitar. And maybe he played a couple of different types of chords. A lot of their songs are pretty
Like
simple.
Stairway to Heaven.
Did they have a version of Stairway to Heaven? I know, I
I'm
don't know.
asking, man, could the guy play Stairway to Heaven? Because if he couldn't play Stairway, man, he ain't nothing.
Well, yeah,
I can promise you they never recorded a version of Stairway to
I'm
Heaven.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure about that.
I know Elizabeth Fraser could sing the hell out of that song though if she really wanted to.
She
I
would have
wish
done
he
it.
would. I wish to God he would.
Killer version of it. But the interesting story about Cocteau Twins, they came out there. They didn't have a drummer. He just wanted to use a drum machine, and they were pretty primitive back then in the early '80s. And but with what Robin Guthrie had. I don't know what he didn't have in terms of technical ability. He certainly had it in spades in terms of vision, in terms of using the technology that was available to him, to getting different tones on his guitar, and he produced some incredible tones on his guitar. Just amazing stuff.
Mhm.
It great study in less is more there. Guthrie was some girl that they met at a punk rock scene at a club, and they were doing punk at one time, I guess. And then she got up there and just she was 17 years old and didn't have any formal training, but I swear she sounds like an opera singer. And then I got to talk about Simon Ramon. I don't know. I never hear anybody talk about this guy's bass playing, but he was an excellent bass player, or is. I don't know. I guess he's still performing. Did some incredible bass work. Not super complicated, but just it's all part. Everything is in service of the song. That's the big secret about the Cocteau Twins. The voice, the guitar, the drum track, the bass. It's like a seamless creation. And I think I commented this to Eric one time. I said some of their music to me sounds like what Zeus and Apollo and all the Greek gods are listening to as they sit up on the clouds eating ambrosia. I mean, that's just kind of like the soundtrack for the gods. And and, and
Yeah, it's to me it's very kind of some of their music is very like otherworldly and timeless sounding. So that's definitely a good analogy for that, I think.
yeah. So I really like I mean I like a lot of their albums. Pretty much all of them. I can't tell you the names of the songs because I can't really understand what Elizabeth Fraser is saying. It's really hard to pick that out. Although in the later albums, she there was one what's it called something Cafe. I'm gonna drive myself crazy if I can't remember that one, but it's four poster cafe or something like that. And
Hmm.
and that's a great album that came out I think in '93. Really wonderful album. And you can really hear what she's singing on that one. Milk and Kisses came out in '96. That's a really good album too. It's got some Violain, Tish Bite, really great songs. I do remember those. So I mean they just came up with some really great stuff. Um, I was a little embarrassed about it. I listened to them for years and wouldn't tell anybody, but I'm out of the closet with Cocteau Twins now. So I don't know if you guys have anything else to say about it.
I think for the Cocteau Twins, less is more, except when it came to reverb.
That's
You know,
true. Yeah.
they really like to drown that stuff. It's
Oh
reverb,
yeah.
like a pouring a big old bowl of gravy on it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I thought the Cocteau Twins were really good. I liked them a lot. And
Yeah.
I was a proud flag waving Cocteau fans twin sometimes.
Cocteau fans twin. Is that what you said?
All the essential
Cocteau
elements are
Twins.
there. Yeah, all the essential elements are there. He's just organize putting them in a slightly different order, but it's all there.
um, have y'all ever heard that? And My Bloody Valentine.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw them live actually.
Did you see him with Dinosaur Jr.?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I thought they sounded like a kind of a cross between the Cocteau Twins and Dinosaur Jr. in a way.
Yeah, that concert, that was one of my favorite concerts.
Those guys got the loudest sound I ever heard anybody get on stage anywhere, man. Do you remember when they were doing that thing where it was just like a kind of a noise jam, you know?
And they were like shining the white lights into the
Yeah.
audience, and it was
I
just
mean,
like
it was so loud, man. I mean, you could feel your chest
it was just like
responding.
total sensory overload for a
It was
minute.
like sticking your head in a jet engine or something.
Yeah, it
You
was
know?
like I
Yeah,
was really impressed with that concert.
yeah, that was pretty good.
And I think at one point the guitar player got mad at someone in the crowd and like flipped him a bird or something. Did you see that?
I missed that, but
Okay.
I was too busy grooving.
Hmm.
Yeah, I love that concert. Well, I
Yeah.
just want to add that I too was introduced to the Cocteau Twins by our friend Greg Wilson,
But Will,
and he gave me a mixtape, and it had a Cocteau song, Cocteau Twins song called I think the Gold Dust Rush, I think is the name of it.
yeah, I know what song
That's
you're talking about. Yeah.
that song just totally blew me away. I was like, what in the world is this band like? It was pretty life changing to me. Like some of their early music,
Hmm.
I love their early stuff, but
I
I
think
just
it's.
think
Go ahead.
I
Sorry.
think they just had such a unique sound, and they were kind of like I was saying before. They just kind of invented their own their whole sound, you know, and they're sort of beyond categorization in some ways, you know.
I think they really did create their own genre. They started off kind of in the punk scene, and some of the earlier stuff still has a little bit of some of that to it, but they just morphed into like their own genre, really. I mean, and to think that vocals like
Reverb
that.
rock.
Say what? Sorry.
Reverb rock.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of reverb for sure. There's no doubt about it. But it's just I feel like that really they came out of the punk scene and they just metamorphosed into something very different. It's almost like if you
Mhm.
listen to the later stuff, you say this began as punk. I mean, it's I don't know how you connect the two together. Maybe the punk spirit is in it somehow for just being completely original. But if you could
Well,
say
if you
that.
took all that damn reverb off of it, maybe you could tell.
Yeah, they do lay on the reverb really heavy. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's part of what I like about them is the reverb actually.
I'm not putting it down. I'm all about some reverb, but I would like to hear their Cocteau Twins Unplugged album.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But of course, they haven't recorded it yet, so I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, I did see a live performance with the Cocteau Twins, or it could have been just Elizabeth Fraser with a backing band. I'm not really clear what it was, but because it was more than just the usual three people. There was a real drummer with a full
Mm,
kit and everything. Trying to remember what it is, but she was up there and she had one hand over her one ear and the other one, singing, and she had this kind of like this when she was singing. It just kind
mm.
of like she's kind of taking the audience out and just really focusing on what she was doing, and it was not reverb drenched. You could really hear her voice very, very clearly and all the instruments. And then I was like, wow, Elizabeth Fraser didn't need all that reverb. She's a prodigious talent. And I think this was a recording from like maybe 15 years ago or so, 10 or 15 years ago. Incredible vocal performance. She's a legend as a vocalist, really.
I think that's when she was performing with the E Street Band backing her up, wasn't she?
I don't think so.
Springsteen's backup band.
No, I think it was
Maybe I'm
some
thinking of
other.
somebody else. Okay. Never.
That might actually sound pretty cool. I don't know. I
Yeah,
don't,
she could probably make it work. Yeah.
oh
Or
yeah,
the reverb.
yeah.
All right.
Well, I think it's your turn, Eric. You're a big reveal.
Okay, well, I think the bands y'all picked, Jethro Tull and Cocteau Twins. I don't think you have a reason to feel guilty for liking those bands.
I don't
Okay.
anymore.
But I think mine is a little more controversial because I thought about it and thought about it, and I finally just settled on Toto.
Oh, that wee bit commercial there, aren't we?
Oh man, it's gonna take a lot to take them away from you. I bet.
That's right. That's right. Um, well, I used to, I used to hear the music on the radio when I was a kid, and like I didn't think too much about them. It's like, I could take them or leave them. And then like I was I was a member of this like a progressive rock discussion group on Facebook, and a lot of the people in there were saying that Toto was a progressive rock band, and I was like, and I started thinking, what, like, I don't remember them being progressive, and so I decided I was going to start listening to all their albums, and so I listened to their whole first album, and man, I was just hooked, like I was just instantly became a Toto fan. Like,
Is that the one with "Hold the Line" on it?
yeah, I think yeah, that one's on there. And there's like one song that I particularly love on the album's called "I'll Supply the Love," and that song, man, is
Very
just
provocative title.
it goes like, "You supply the night, baby. I
I know
supply
that
the light."
song. I know that song. I know that was Toto.
I absolutely love that song, man. It is just, it's like, I don't know if I should feel guilty for liking them. It's just that,
Yeah, you should.
like, right. See, you get it. It's like the kind of band you don't want to rush around telling everyone that you like Toto.
Yeah, you want to wear that vintage Toto tour shirt around town or
Right,
anything.
right. Well, actually, I would. I would
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well, I
Toto
would
shirt
too, really. Yeah,
just to be kind of odd or whatever.
yeah, be quirky.
But these guys are like really good, great. They were actually studio musicians, I think.
Yeah, the drummer I think played on one of Zappa's albums.
Oh, really? I didn't know
Uh-huh.
that.
Yeah, and when he references band Toto in Joe's Garage, I always assumed he was making fun of Toto.
Oh, I'm sure.
I think
Yeah.
that's the record that he plays on. I could be missing the boat.
Oh,
on that.
wow. Well,
Yeah.
he did. Zappa did have a habit of making fun of his own musicians.
Mhm.
But Toto is like, they've continued to record and tour all the way up until the present day. And so I have a whole lot of respect for them. And I've been slowly kind of working my way through their discography. Um, I've listened to like their first six. They've made like 14 studio albums,
Wow.
and I've listened to the first six. I think the fifth one is my favorite so
Mm.
far, which is called um
Toto 5.
no, there is a Toto 4,
Oh,
but the fifth one is called Isolation. That
okay.
that's my favorite so far. I listened to their sixth album today, and I think that might actually be their worst album because they were on that album.
What I want to hear.
They're kind of going into like this dreaded adult contemporary direction, and it's
Mm.
like a lot of these like syrupy kind of depressing
Yeah.
love ballads,
Well, dare
And
I say they were always skirting the edges of that territory.
exactly, they were, but they were doing it with a lot of style
Uh-huh.
and flair and talent.
Mm.
And but yeah, this one that I heard today, it came out in 1986,
Mm.
and I'm starting to think that maybe 1986 was like the worst year for music in history, maybe.
Hey, that was the
Yeah,
year. That was the
yeah,
year that
there.
Night Ranger came out with the song "You Can Still Rock in America,"
Well,
'86.
good point.
Th- There you
I
go.
rest my
I think
Yeah.
case.
that's that same year that Cheap Trick's Doctor album came out too.
I think that's the year punk rock kind of went speed metal too, really.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's a lot of bad, not so great music coming out in
Yeah.
1986,
For real.
but I'm gonna keep listening to those Toto albums
Well,
because I still think they're cool. Well, not cool. Actually, they're not cool. That might be why I like them so much. It's just because they're not cool. But
well,
that's my guilty pleasure, man.
Hey,
I'd say no.
did you know, Eric, that the drummer for Toto, at least in the earlier years, Jeff Porcaro, he played on Steely Dan's album Katie Lied in 1975.
Oh, I didn't know
He
that.
played
Yeah,
on
I knew a lot of
everybody's
those.
records.
I knew those guys were studio musicians and actually played on the other bands' albums and stuff.
Mhm.
Like Steve Lukather, the guitar player. He's really, really like top.
He was in Toto?
Yeah. Steve Lukather. He's like the main dude in the
Huh.
band. I think he might actually be the only original member left in the band.
Huh. Interesting. I mean, you would have thought I would have picked that up over the years since I'm such a
Yeah.
rabid fan myself, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I
Well,
missed
I'm
that one.
not. If y'all decide to listen to some Toto, like I'm not guaranteeing you're gonna like them, but you might like them a little more listening to their albums than just based on hearing their singles that used to play on the radio. That's
Well, I
kind
mean,
of how I feel.
I really liked the song and still do the song Rosanna. I always thought that the drum part on it was cool. And then I was really
Sorry.
keep going, Mike. That was great. Let's hear more. It's got a great drum beat on it. And it's about the famous. Remember the name of the actress? They were actually singing about an actress, and I think she comes on the YouTube
Rosanna
video.
Anna.
Rosanna Arquette, a famous
Oh,
actress.
her. Right,
Yes, and
right.
I think I don't know if she goes on the video, but the singer or somebody in the band, had a relationship with her and it didn't work out, and so he was literally singing about that, and so I wondered what happened to Rosanna Arquette. I mean, that's another story, but uh,
Another
Hollywood
long
actress.
story.
Oh,
Yeah,
and I also heard that 99 was about the female agent from the TV show Get Smart.
Ah,
oh,
Because I think her name
99.
was
Woo,
her name was Agent 99. So
yeah, that's a great song. I
I don't
mean,
know if that's true or not. It might
well,
be.
that softened my heart to Toto a little bit then.
Yeah, I mean, they had some great stuff, and then I watched these YouTube videos where all these drummers were talking about Jeff Porcaro's drum work on Rosanna and said that is like one of the hardest drum patterns that anybody can play, and I was like,
Yeah,
I mean, I never thought that that would be like a super difficult drum part, but there it is. So,
it does sound pretty difficult to me, like it's not just straight ahead 4/4. It's got its kind of swing to it, and
yeah,
all these little fancy things that he does, It's it's good
yeah.
stuff.
He passed away in 92, so he's been gone a long
Hmm.
time, but what a legacy he left. And I don't know, I think Toto I mean there's stuff that they did is classic. I think maybe back in the day when it was coming out, it might have been, oh, this is just, the usual corporate stuff that we're that they put on the radio for us to listen, but in hindsight, I think it has real staying power. So maybe not so guilty pleasure these days than maybe it was before, right? So I don't know.
Or maybe they're your guilty pleasure band too.
Yeah. What are we
But
feeling
you're
guilty
so
about?
guilty about it, you can't even talk about it.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
mean, to be honest though, you really shouldn't feel guilty about listening to any band unless it's something like Gigi Allen or y'all
Oh,
don't
he's my favorite scat singer.
y'all don't look that up. Don't look him up.
Yeah, that's not family friendly. Yeah.
Uh-uh. Uh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Or it depends on the family, I guess.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. All right, guys. Do we have any more comments on our guilty pleasures, or did
Um,
we? Yeah.
I've got a whole list of them.
Yeah. Like we could do, more episodes. If y'all want to hear about more of our guilty pleasure bands, leave a comment and let us know what some of your guilty pleasure bands are.
Yeah, and let us know if this is your guilty pleasure podcast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that too.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, guys. Well, I'll talk to y'all later.
You're welcome. Bye.